this bullshit that's going on right now. Like, I saw some shit right now where they said that the doctors can no longer tell a woman they have a vagina. It's called a bonus hole. Now, what the fuck is going on?
Wow.
It's a bonus hole.
It's a bonus hole now.
Yeah.
So now, and it's like one of them things.
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
So you don't call it a pussy no more. You call that
It's a
motherfucker
bonus
that
hole.
hole, that third hole.
That bonus hole,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, that tray.
Ah, no, man.
Brian, my nigga say, hey, baby, what's cracking? Let me get some of that bonus hole
You
tonight.
get that bonus hole, baby.
Let me give you a scenario. It's like my son right now. You talk about the private school. So my son is 4. We put him in a private school, a language school, so he could learn all the different languages and everything. Mm-hmm. This particular year, he's one of 2, maybe 3 boys in a class of about 10, 11 girls. So you fall back into that same kind of a scenario that now he's around majority girls now. And that was a serious concern, even with his mom. Like, are y'all going to bring more girls or more boys into this class? It's a real type of thing. You put him in this type of scenario, he's going to learn in that manner. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
He's around that every single day.
That's what he gonna see. He gonna do what he see.
So, the private school aspect of it, you're still going to run into it, but in an indirect way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, or either I would homeschool mine, because I'm being real with you, dog. It's just certain stuff that you got to put your foot down, because before I'm anything else, I'm a man of God.
They don't teach that in the Muslim schools.
And I live on certain principles. And not saying I'm super religious.
Right.
I don't push religion on nobody, but I'm a man of God and I believe certain things. Can't nobody stop me. But yet at the same token, I believe that people have a right to choice, right? When they're mature enough to understand what it is they get into. Now, anytime you're talking to somebody to me under 15, dog, about that stuff right there, you kind of out of pocket, because what are you talking to kids in kindergarten about that for?
Yeah.
It's just like they just did the stuff with the Muppets. They turned the homeboy Gonzo to where he turned into a girl to go to the thing. But my thing is this: if y'all doing that on them adult shows, I don't care. But this is something that's catered towards to children. So why are y'all doing it on this show right now?
I'm just tripping. They take the Bible and they take God out of school, but then they allow that.
When it was introduced to us, in the late '80s, early '90s, I was in middle school. And I was in 6th grade, and they had a program, and we really didn't talk about nothing until that time. But when we got to 6th, 7th grade, there was a program specifically, and it was called SFA, it was Skills for Adolescents. And in that class, they was raw and uncut in that class, because the neighborhood that we lived in, you was dealing with real life shit. You was dealing with real STDs, and them ladies will tell you, like there was a lady that would come in there, and she would say, this is what this disease is, this is what you get, this is what happens. So we didn't never talk about none of that stuff until I was like in 6th, 7th grade. But when it was coming from the neighborhood that we came from, it was all and uncut. So,
I mean, I got introduced to sex education in school and stuff like that. But me growing up, I was never introduced to, you get me, that just wasn't something that the old school grandparents and shit, they didn't talk about. Now you knew,
nobody really,
you knew, because let's face it, you knew somebody who was gay.
Yeah,
you didn't talk about it. They did their thing. If they came over at a family function, or
I got a cousin that's gay.
Like I said, it was nothing major. That's when you get down, you get down. But I wasn't taught that. You get me? I didn't turn on Saturday morning cartoons, and I didn't see 2 men riding on a bike together.
They're programming people.
I didn't. You get me? I didn't go to school and have to open my book and learn about somebody who was gay in their profession. If they did a job, they just did a job.
And I'm gonna tell you,
they didn't want to speak on this person was the first gay person who did this.
I'm surprised
they didn't do do that.
I'm surprised you don't push this into this conversation.
No, it's just because I just wanted to ask the question because it has something to do with the children.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of, now you see a lot of tug of war. Like, it wasn't, like, it's no big deal when it's an adulthood. You get me? We have no problem. But I just say, like, when and it's really about the standards of what people feel is, oh, that's fucked up, but that's not fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It would be the
But
same
that ain't
thing.
fucked up.
And I'ma
It's
tell
the
you-
way shit is right now, and that's what made me bring it up because, okay, you say it's fucked up that he said that, but then they doing this shit in school, and that's not fucked up.
Yeah.
So what is fucked up at a certain point to where we all get on the same page and go, that shit is not cool, and we all going, that shit ain't cool.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. On the network, we have a show as two lesbian women, right? Most gay people would tell you it's wrong nowadays.
I just don't get the like I said, we want our place, quote, you get me, and we want our rights and we want our whatever, but you can't talk about us. You can't put us in a comical situation, or you can't address certain shit that, like, no, if me as a parent has an issue with that, I should be able to flex that because it has something to do with my kid. But now it's got to be, the Million Man March protest against what I want to do for my kid.
And we
Like,
all
that
have
shit,
children
like,
here.
I don't understand that.
We all got children. I know, H, you got adult children as well as, all your children for the most part are adults, correct?
Yes.
You have a younger
One
child.
adult and two little ones.
Spice, are all your kids adults right now? Or you got some little ones.
I got an 11-year-old.
You got so you got 11-year-old. Right now,
Yeah.
with society being what it is, don't you kind of review what your son is doing now more than ever, especially the times we living in? Do you police him a little bit more?
I do.
Yeah, I mean you have to, because you don't know what's going on with somebody could be influencing him to do something he ain't really feeling, and you know what I'm saying? Trying to manipulate him into liking some shit. He
Spice.
really
Just social media do that. Just watching
Yeah.
TV can do that. You get me? You have to be able to watch your kid, man, or any situation like that.
You have to become a bigger role model in his life, and have him want to be more like you than anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Shit is influential to motherfuckers
I'm
nowadays.
gonna tell you this right
Yeah.
now too, and with this social media is dangerous because you have grown men going in these little girls' inboxes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, up until my daughter
Yeah.
turned a certain age, I was on her Instagram with her. I had it right in my account.
You-
so
you-
could
like
go
I
in and
said,
do
the
checks.
world.
I went through that with my daughter some years ago.
Yeah, you can have this stuff, but I'm gonna
Definitely.
be there where I can see, because you're not gonna have some nigga that's my age trying to be all up in your thing. And the thing is, when a grown man is talking to a young girl, especially a young girl that don't have no male presence in her house or no kind of
Yeah.
presence, they get the liking that attention. The next thing you know, they meeting a motherfucker up at 7-Eleven some damn where,
Yep.
and you'll never see your daughter again.
Man,
Never see your daughter
what you
again.
said is exactly what I told my daughter. She was all so coming up the way I did. I was never, when social media came out, or they came out with the what's the first thing they had?
MySpace.
MySpace. I never had a MySpace, never had a Facebook, never had any of that stuff, because the way I was raised, I looked at that stuff as that look at me, look at me, look at me. And the way I was raised was always kind of staying out the way, so to say.
Exactly.
I played ball and everything, so you was gonna be in the spotlight here, there, and there. But
That's how I was. You had the same thing you
all
had.
that being up in there in my face is even like my Instagram, my business now. When I started this my business, people like, you have to have social media. You have to have social media. Well, I did social media. I didn't want to. It went against every single thing that I thought about. But if you're using it for a business purpose, it helped.
Right.
Going back to what I was talking about before, I was against it for the reason of, you don't know who you got on the other line. I got 60,000, 70-some thousand followers. I don't fool with nobody, but at the end of the day, I guarantee you there's a big chunk of people on there that don't like me in general for no apparent reason.
Definitely.
So it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I'm worried about my daughter, and I start seeing. I didn't know nothing about this Instagram and all this stuff. So I get onto her Instagram, and here she is, and talking to somebody that's up in like Connecticut. So I start doing this, and I start playing with it, and you could tell it's an adult. So I start looking and start getting the address and this, that, and the other. There's no kids that even live at this address. She thinks she's talking to a kid the whole time.
Yeah.
A grown man up in Connecticut. And I told her, you imagine that, somebody come and take you, you'll never see your dad again. She's like 5th and 6th grade. So, you know what I mean? For me, that was a crazy thing that I had to endure and go through that. And I lived and seen that. So exactly what you said.
It changes niggas, man, when you come from a different time and shit. You know what I'm saying? We come from different shit, man. Like, we didn't come from computers and internet and shit like that, man.
Yeah, we didn't come
way
from
better
that
than
shit.
we do.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes. If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.